Could be a novel way to stop bullying. It comes from a Utah mom who decided that her fiance's 10-year-old should wear thrift store clothes after she was caught taunting a classmate for the way she was dressed. So is this a creative punishment or cruel shaming? GMA's Cam Matheson has the story.
10-year-old Kaylee Lindstrom is a self-proclaimed fourth-grade fashionista.
To make this one more pretty.
But when her parents received word from school that she was teasing a fellow student about her clothes,
We were just shocked.
they decided Kaylee needed to take a walk in that girl's shoes.
She said, "You're ugly, you dress sleazy, you're mean." She needed to know how inappropriate she was behaving.
So her stepmother, Allie, took her on a shopping spree at a local thrift store.
I would say, "Kaylee, find the ugliest dress you can find in." She would pick stuff out and she would hold it up and she would say, "Mom, look at this thing. It is the ugliest thing I've ever seen." And I'd say, "Oh, yeah, put that in the cart."
Kaylee had no idea those so-called ugly clothes would be for her. The next day, Kaylee's parents forced her to wear the outfits to school. So she went to school, and what did they do?
They teased her.
For 2 days, Kaylee endured criticism from her classmates.
We really think if you felt how this little girl feels, you might have a little empathy for her.
So what was it like wearing them to school?
Terrible. Like, why would they do that to me? Like, I'm still the normal person. It doesn't matter what you wear.
Would you have your mom and dad teach you this lesson another way? No. You're happy that they did it this way? Kaylee later apologized to the girl she bullied, and now they are best friends. But some parenting experts disagree with this type of humiliation punishment, claiming it can be harmful to a child's self-esteem.
Through humiliation, the child learns that they're less than, that they're defective. I don't think this is the way to teach empathy.
But Kaylee's parents stand by their decision.
For us, we really feel like it was the best idea and it was the best solution to help Kaylee be the best person she could be.
She learned exactly what we wanted her to learn, and we couldn't be happier.
For Good Morning America, Cameron Matheson, ABC News, Salt Lake City.
A whole lot to chew on there. Let's go more now with parenting expert Dr. Karen Gorn. Thanks for coming in, author of A Guide to Dealing with the Teenage Years. Well, it seemed to work in this case.
Yes.
Good idea?
I actually think it's a very creative idea. So here's a stepmom. She's very concerned. Her stepdaughter is bullying another child. She, is trying to figure out a kind of creative consequence. And what I like about it is that, the traditional thing is a consequence where you actually take something away. What I like about with what she did is she created an experiential lesson to teach empathy. Like, empathy is about getting a child to put themselves in the shoes of somebody else. And so here the mom kind of came up with this creative idea, and it totally worked. I think it's very creative.
It did work here, but you could also imagine a situation where, the same set of facts and the other kids in the class end up blaming the girl for what happened.
Yes, and you know what I find really interesting? When I speak across North America, what I find is there's so many parents that are afraid to have consequences with what is going to happen afterwards. And that, when I work with parents, I want parents to parent based on principles, not by emotion. There's so many parents that are afraid, well, if I put a consequence, my kids are going to stop talking to me, or it's going to backfire. And we're looking at it backwards. I think we've given too much power to kids. I think parents, in an appropriate way, we have to take our power back and say, this is not right, so here's going to be the line, and we're going to try to figure out in terms of a way for you to actually develop these amazing skills.
We have to parent them.
Yes.
To parent now so that hopefully when they are adults, we can be friends.
Absolutely.
I had somebody tweet me, though, this morning saying they weren't sure about it because they thought it might equate wearing clothes purchased as they did with being bad, that somehow that was a bad thing.
Yeah, you know what I find interesting? Like, I grew up wearing secondhand clothes.
Yeah.
So did I.
Right?
So did we all.
I'm like, how is this so bad? I mean, it'd be different. It'd be different if the mother is making her daughter wear clown costume.
Yes.
She's simply getting her to wear secondhand clothes.
And bullying is such a big problem.
Yeah, I think she took it seriously. I think it's fantastic.
And bullying.
Creative, loving parenting.
Yes.